It's a spacey new moon. Let's see if I can talk. Oh my gosh, Eva, you read my mind. I was going to tell everyone to cover their heads. Good job. Um, yeah, if you have something to cover your spacey new moon, oops. Let's see if I can talk. It's so spacey. I'm talking twice. Um, yeah, if you have something to cover your head, I don't always tell people. I mean, if it's something you feel comfortable with, this is a great practice to cover your head. We're gonna get spacey today, and so it's nice to have a little cap. We're gonna talk about the 10th gate, which is part of what we covered when we wear a turban. It doesn't have to be a turban. It just needs to be something that covers your head. So you have something that you can grab. It could just be like a piece of fabric. Could be a band. Could be a bandana. Perfect. Cool. And if you don't really wear anything on your head, you don't have to, because you make choices for yourself. Okay. All right. I'll move this music all the way. Thanks for coming. I put this together really last minute, and I did not do a good job promoting it at all. I was like, oh my God, I don't have anything. I'm not doing anything on the new moon. Like, I can't believe I'm not doing anything for this new moon. This is like the best new moon to meditate on. Such a good new moon for setting intentions and getting clear. And to me, this is almost like the new year. Like we had the new year happen, and there were so many retrogrades, and the astrology was kind of poopy. So it didn't really feel like, yay, it's the new year. It felt like everyone's got COVID. This stinks. And now this is a point where actually we get to feel the optimism. Potentially, we get to feel the optimism that we didn't get to experience from the new year, and get kind of clear as to where we want to go, where we want to what we want to bring into our lives, what we want to manifest. This is a really great one for that. Hi, Irina. Welcome. So we'll talk a little bit about the astrology, what's going on with this new moon, and then we will get into a practice. And we're going to do a pretty long meditation today. Then we'll do a little bit of attention setting, and then do our relaxation at the very end. Okay. So this new moon, there's a lot going on astrologically. There's like a lot of like lines, a lot of conjunctions that are happening in the sky at this moment. So the real happy, exciting, positive one is the new moon and the connection with the new moon. The new moon is when the sun and the moon are in the same place in the sky, and they're hanging out very, very close to Jupiter right now. And Jupiter brings expansion, prosperity, future thinking, optimism, the ability to kind of be excited about what's to come. And Jupiter is really happy in Pisces. So this is an opportunity for us to dream bigger dreams. It really is an opportunity for us to kind of go out of the kind of rules and the regulations and the ways that we think we're supposed to be, or the way we're supposed to show up, and to go, what do I really want? What do I really want out of life? What do I really want to feel? What do I really want to experience? What's really magical about life that I want to experience more of, right? Life doesn't have to be so serious. It doesn't have to be so mundane. It doesn't have to be like, Pisces hate those mundane things. They really are not good at those. Like I'm sure going to a DMV is like the biggest nightmare for a for a Pisces. It's about fun. It's about depth. It's about the spirit of life, the real spirit of life. So we have an opportunity in this sky to build that within ourselves, to connect with that part of our life and to develop that part of our life. It also is such a spiritual moment, right? This is what you're going to notice in the next several months with Jupiter and Pisces. This is an opportunity when your meditations can be so deep. You can like blast out pretty fast these days. You can go pretty far, pretty fast in your meditations, and the resistance to not do that and to go and do something that makes you feel good immediately is also really strong. Of like, you know what? I'm going to go have a margarita, or I'm going to go do this thing that makes me feel really good. Because it's just this feeling of like, I want to feel really good. I want to feel, you know, the density of our body, the kind of suffering or the places where we're stuck. It's like, I don't want to feel that anymore. I want to feel elation. I want to feel spaciousness. I want to feel this deeper spiritual connection. And drugs in a certain sense, in a certain context, in a certain container, might bring you that. And they might also lift you up for a very temporary moment and then crash you down further down than you started, which yeah, tends to happen with all of them. I've loved drugs in my life, and I've tried many different ones, and I've always looked for the one that doesn't have a big come down. And unfortunately, all the good ones have a big come down with them. So this yoga doesn't have as big of a come down. It doesn't have really much of a come down at all. It's then really what happens is you lift yourself up, and then you have to realize how you can change your life so that you can stay up, right? Oh, I felt really elevated. Now, what changes do I need to make in the way that I show up in my life and in the way that my life is organized so that I can feel that elevated state more often? So again, we have the moon, the sun, and Jupiter all hanging out together, which is, for a new moon, is just you want Jupiter involved, and you want Jupiter involved in this way. It's a very positive outlook. Then we have also a conjunction right now between Saturn and Mercury. And what that does is it gives us the ability to future plan, to really kind of go into the future and go, oh, this is what I want to do, and to really kind of think out the details of something and plan something out in details, or to kind of, it could also be to wrap things up, that the kind of daily tasks that you need to get done. But Saturn is kind of like, the bigger plan, and Mercury is like the little tasks that involves. So for a new moon, that's a great conjunction, because it's going to help you to see the details of this thing that you're manifesting or envisioning. And then the other thing that we have going on, and we have going on in the beginning of the year and keeps kind of going on, tomorrow we have an official conjunction, is Venus and Mars. They're doing this like really cute flirty thing like all the beginning of the year, where they're like kind of hanging out, and they like come together. Like there's conjunctions between Mars and Venus, pretty common, happens every year. It's not like a Jupiter Saturn conjunction, which is much rarer. That happens about once a decade. So this is a much more common conjunction, but they're hanging out with each other for a really long time. They've been hanging out, they're kind of like playing with each other. One of them kind of goes forward and the other one goes forward, and they're kind of just like playing with each other. So there's an actual conjunction of them tomorrow, which means they're in the same place in the sky, in the same place to the degree of Pluto. So Mars and Venus they're more personal planets. So they're the kind of polarities within ourselves between our aggressive nature and our harmonious nature, right? The traditionally thought of masculine qualities and feminine qualities. Men are from Mars, women are that whole thing, right? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about these traditional archetypes. So it is a time when we can kind of find this balance within ourselves, as far as this kind of play that's happening between Venus and Mars in the morning, in the beginning of this year. What's this play within ourselves, right? The more traditional masculine or the more traditional feminine qualities within ourselves, because we all have them. What's the play and what's the balance? What's the balance between those two things? Are we taking life too serious? Are we being too aggressive and going after things and pushing and driving and doing, trying to make things happen? And actually, we need to lay back and we need to enjoy, and we need to allow things to come to us. There's these different ways. Are we focused on getting things done, or are we focused on making things beautiful and nice and harmonious, in harmony? So there's these different balances that we're fighting in our life, and it can also be a great time for light light, fun relationship stuff, right? It's not nothing too serious, but it's kind of like, ooh, flirty. It's like a flirty kind of time to be with other people. And which is kind of fun with this, things opening up and Jupiter and Pisces. It's kind of got this flirty energy as far as like meeting new romantic partners, meeting new friends. There's kind of this fun energy in that direction. But right now, officially tomorrow, there's a conjunction with Pluto, and Pluto is, a little bit more intense. And the other thing that's going on is Pluto is in the space that it was in the United States foundation chart, and it's in the United States natal chart or birth chart. So whenever we have, especially Mars shows up and kind of involves himself in a planetary alignment, like a Pluto return, that's when we see kind of action take place. So we might see some action in the United States chart tomorrow, around tomorrow. Mars kind of can cause a little bit of conflict, but it'll be interesting because Venus is there too. So it might be there's conflict, but there's also a solution or some harmony, some new harmony that comes with it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next several days with that. Okay. So today what we're going to work with, a lot of times in Kundalini Yoga, it's in the name. So I talk about it a bunch. I'm sure other teachers talk about it a bunch, is Kundalini energy, right? Which we don't have as Kundalini yogis, we don't have a trademark over Kundalini energy. And sometimes I wish it wasn't called that, so people didn't come to me and tell me that Kundalini Yoga is dangerous and is, they were having a spontaneous Kundalini awakening or whatever, because I honestly have never really experienced somebody having a bad trip from Kundalini Yoga. I've heard of many people having spontaneous Kundalini awakenings and that being a very intense experience. Heard a lot of people doing a lot of drugs and then feeling like they had a spontaneous Kundalini awakening. But the Kundalini Yoga or Kundalini energy is actually a part of many, many lineages, many, many practices. It's what a lot of practices, yogas, different lineages and traditions are looking to activate and looking to bring up in the body, right? It's that energy that's at the base of the spine and it goes up the spine. So we talk about that a lot in Kundalini Yoga. That's one thing that we have going on. But there's also energy that goes from the crown of the head and goes down into the body, right? There's the openness when a baby is born, there's that very soft part on the frontanelle, the top of the head of the baby. And that's where the soul entered the baby. In this lineage, we say on the 120th day of pregnancy is when the soul enters the body. So it comes in through that little portal. And then when, as we get older, that gets harder and harder. And it's part of why in Kundalini Yoga, we wear turbans or we wear things over our head to cover and to keep the light out from this opening, this gate. We want to keep the light from going in there to keep it sensitive. So that's one of the things, one of the tools that we use is covering our head to keep that sensitive. So the 10th gate is this portal, right? It's this portal. It's where the soul comes in. And then when you're done with life, it's also where the soul goes out. The soul goes out that way. And we don't have to just use it those two times. Okay, it's a portal. And the more and more you get comfortable with connecting with that portal, with connecting with that part of yourself, this place that takes us to God consciousness, the more and more you'll feel comfortable with what ultimately comes to all of us, which is death, right? Is an ending. And when we talk about Pisces, we're talking about also the ultimate ending, right? It's the last sign of the zodiac. It is the kind of surrendering of our form into the infinite, coming from the form into the formless. And so we can kind of practice that, in Kundalini Yoga, In most yogas, there's a time when you're laying down on your back in corpse pose, and that's an opportunity there to practice that ultimate surrender. So today what we're going to do in our practice is we're going to work with this 10th gate and getting to connect with this 10th gate. And it's one of these, you know, getting comfortable with the 10th gate and getting comfortable with this part of the human spiritual experience is kind of like a fun balancing act. And it's also this game of learning to allow, right? Kundalini energy comes up, it gives us a lot of vitality, it gives us a lot of like power and drive, and oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. There's, in some ways, there's a lot of focus, maybe an over focus in this particular lineage on the Kundalini energy coming up, because it's a householder's practice, right? You got to get things done. You got to make money. You got to move in the world. You got to make things happen. So we need that vitality, right? The energy coming down is a much more neutral, non-dual. It's this ability for us to kind of be in the world, right? But also be connected to a higher source, to know that our actions are coming from this place of non-duality, that our actions are coming from this place of oneness, that our actions are coming from a place of everything being connected. So the game with this is finding those non-dual states, and I find the way to access this 10th gate is one of those non-dual states, which is this state in between sleep and awake, right? Because there's awake, right? And then there's sleep, and those are two very definite states, right? We know what happens in those two states, but there's also this in-between time when you're not quite awake and you're not quite asleep. And we really love to work with that in our practices because it helps us to get into the subconscious. It helps us to get into the unconscious mind. And it also is this place of like allowing, but being present for that allowing, right? We're not holding the personality up as strong of like, this is who I am. You know, when you're like kind of really sleepy, you can't really, your defenses are down, and you can open yourself up a little bit more. So that's part of what we might do today, right? So if you kind of get it, we're going to do a meditation for a little bit longer. If you get into a sleepy state, just work with it. It's not about fighting the sleepy state. It's not about fighting to stay awake. It's not fighting. If you're sitting up and you feel sleepy, it's going to be pretty good. This is why we also don't use like back jacks or like lean against things when we do meditations in Kundalini yoga, because then you don't go to that kind of in-between state. You just go to sleep, right? You're leaning against something and you're sleepy, you're meditating on it. You just pass out, which is, you know, a nap is great, but connecting with the infinite is pretty good. Finding your connection with, you know, God consciousness is pretty great too. Okay, so that's what we're going to work with today. So as I said, if you have something to cover your head, it's just this, we're going to do a longer meditation. The times I recommend these are when we're doing longer meditations, because my personal experience is you don't cover your head for some of these and there's shifting that happens around in the brain, and then you get a little bit of a headache. It's a little uncomfortable. And I find it to be more comfortable when I got something just popped on there. So, all right, we ready to go? Y'all ready to fly? Okay. So we'll tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo, chanting that 3 times to tune into our own infinite self, our own wisdom, the wisdom of the universe that we have access to. And opening up this space of allowing. I want you to really move today with this space of allowing. There's a possibility for you to really expand, but it's not in making things happen. It's in allowing yourself to discover that there's a lot more of you than you ever thought there was. Let's bring the palms together. Have the arms come out to the side. Close your eyes. Lift your heart just a little bit more so it presses against the thumbs. Feel your shoulders just relax down. And take your eyes, we're really going to work with the eyes today and focus the eyes up at the third eye center, this drishti of focusing the eyes just gently up at the third eye. Let's exhale all the breath out and inhale deeply to tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Adguru Namah, Jugadguru Namah, Sadguru Namah, Siddhi Gurudeve Namah. Adguru Namah, Jugadguru Namah, Sadguru Namah, Siddhi Gurudeve Namah. Adguru Namah, Jugadguru Namah, Sadguru Namah, Siddhi Gurudeve Namah. Inhale. Nice deep breath in through both your nostrils. Hold the breath and start to work with this hydraulic pressure of lifting the pelvic floor, squeezing the belly, just below the belly button in, and then bringing the chin in and focusing the eyes up at the third eye, Mahabandha, Great Seal. Through the nose, exhale. Inhale again. And then again, activate those muscles. It is not squeezing those muscles so intensely. It's just activating them, energizing them, creating the pathway. Through the nose, exhale. Inhale again deeply. This time, exhale completely and hold your breath out. I want you to hold your breath out for as long as you can, working with that emptiness, with that void, pressing the palms with that absinthe. When you need to inhale, you'll inhale and you'll let your hands come down onto your knees. Okay. Let's start with alternate nostril breathing. So your left hand can be in Gyan Mudra, index and thumb touching, just let that relax. We're gonna take the right hand, use the thumb to block the right nostril. We're gonna inhale through the left nostril nice and deeply. And then you take the index finger, block the left nostril, exhale through the right. And then you inhale through the right. Switch it, exhale through the left. So 4-part breath, inhaling through the left, exhaling through the right, inhaling through the right, exhaling through the left. The easy way to remember when you switch nostrils is whenever you've inhaled, you switch. Now I want you to slow down this breath and I want you to start to really pay attention to your breath as it moves in and out through the nostrils. Can you feel the subtle difference between a left nostril breath and a right nostril breath? we're starting here to kind of honor this Venus and Mars conjunction. This breath helps to bring the two hemispheres of the brain in coordination and collaboration instead of conflict. And as you're breathing, see if you can keep those eyes focused up at the third eye. Continue the breath cycle that you're on and complete it by exhaling through the left nostril. And once you've exhaled through that left nostril, you can let the breath come in and out through both nostrils and relax your hands down. Okay. I really want you to check your posture. Oh, that is not the one I wanted. All right. I want you to check your posture and sit up nice and tall. If you have something to sit on so you can sit up taller, sit up on a cushion or something so you can sit up nice and tall. Interlace your fingers behind your neck and take your pinkies and bring them to the base of your hairline. Okay, so pinkies are right at the base of where your hairline is. Elbows are out to the side. If you have any hair like I have in my way, you can put your hands underneath the hair so you can make contact with your neck. Bring the elbows out to the side. Inhale to the left, exhale to the right. Inhale to the left, exhale to the right. Inhale to the left, exhale to the right. Try to keep that heart open, that chest open as you move.
Sat Sri Sri Akal, Sri Akal, Mahakal, Mahakal, Satnam, Akal Murth Vaheguru, Sat Sri Sri Akal.
Now we're gonna get into a place where this is a very chill set. But right now, see if you can move with your breath. Beautiful. Yeah, whatever you're going through, go through it. Feel it. This is such a beautiful moon to feel.
Sri
20 more seconds. Try to keep that chest open. Keep that heart open, elbows wide. And inhale to center. Take a nice deep breath in, huge breath in, hold the breath in. Exhale, relax the hands down, let the hands come down onto the thighs, and just rest for a moment. Interlock the fingers again. You're going to interlock the fingers behind the back. You're going to straighten out the arms behind you. Start a breath of fire here. Pumping the belly in and out. And then bring your head down as far as you can as you lift your arms up overhead in Yogi Mudra. So arms come up over your head. And then you come sitting back up. So you're moving in and out of this position, doing breath of fire. And keep the spine relatively straight. Nice steady movement. It's not the same pace as your breath of fire, but find a way that you can coordinate the breath of fire with coming down and coming up. Twenty more seconds. I'm sitting up nice and tall. Inhale there. And exhale, release your arms. Just relax the hands onto the thighs, close the eyes. Alright, go ahead and extend your legs out long. Extend your legs out. You can shake the knees out a little bit to get that blood flow back in the legs. You started to fall asleep a little bit. Have the legs out. We're gonna bring the hands right behind you. Let's see how I can. Fingers are gonna point towards your body, okay? So fingers are pointing towards the body. You can start by sitting down with the hands just slightly behind you, fingers pointing towards the body, and start a breath of fire here. And then start to lift your hips up. So you come into a backward plank. And then bring yourself down. We're going to move in and out of that, okay? So lifting the hips up. And returning them back down with breath of fire. Try to move with grace with this, okay? And don't drop the head back. Keep the head in alignment with the spine. Don't let it fall back when you come up. Twenty more seconds. You're doing so great with this. Stay steady with it. All right, relax the hips down. You're gonna come just sitting up. Relax for a moment. And then we're gonna come standing up. Now, what I'm gonna recommend that you do, if you have tighter hips or it's harder for you to squat down, is to take a blanket like I have here, roll it up and put your heels on that. Spread your feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. So when you squat down, your heels are actually touching something. If your heels come up, okay? So my heels come up off of the ground when I squat, so I'm putting something so that I have contact, okay? And I can put my weight back in my heels. If you don't need that, then you don't need that prop, but if you have tighter hips like me, sit up nice and tall in this squat. Bring the arms out in front of you. Inhale, come standing up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come standing up. Exhale, come down. We are building the foundation for infinity. Building this space. We're connecting with the body. A lot of us just want to go straight out into the ethers, but we still want to have connection with our body. Actually, the more connection we have with our body, the further we can go out into the ethers, because we have something that keeps us safe, that keeps us tethered to this realm. We got 20 more seconds. So build that strength, build that connection with your body so we can go a little bit further today. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and come standing up. Stand up and drop the arms down by the side. Just let the arms rest by your side. Okay, cross the thumbs. Reach the arms up over the head. Come into a slight backward bend. Lift your heart up to the sky. Exhale, come into a forward fold. So coming up into that backward bend, slight backward bend, and then all the way down into the forward fold. Inhaling as you come up. Exhaling as you forward fold. And put down whatever you're ready to put down. Feel your heart open up and then put down whatever you're ready to put down with this new moon. Open up to the possibilities of something new coming, of a new opening within you. Just some magic, something you could never envision for yourself starting to open up for you. 20 more seconds. And go ahead and drop forward into that forward fold and relax the arms, relax the shoulders down. Just hang down in that forward fold for a moment. Work yourself back up to standing slowly, starting to stack the vertebrae back up. Now we're going to start to take it into side bends. So letting one arm kind of rest by the side, reach the other arm up overhead, and go through center. Inhale through center, exhale to the other side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. I'm sorry, inhale and exhale through center. So you'll exhale through center and you'll inhale to each side. Inhale, reaching up, stretching up. As you do these, feel like you're getting longer, not like you're going over. Feel like one side of your body is just getting so long that the other side just can't keep up with how long it's getting. But it's not about collapsing to one side, it's about extending. Nice. You can use that hand that's against your side to help stabilize you. Beautiful. Nice deep breaths. Come to center. And drop the arms down by the side. Take a few deep breaths here. Feel that spaciousness inside of you and all around you. Okay, now we're gonna do like a little jig here, okay? So your hands are gonna come onto your hips. You're gonna keep the knees straight, okay? Don't bend the knees. You're gonna wanna bend the knees, but try not to bend the knees. Try to keep them straight. We're gonna use this sound of creation to, again, ground ourselves in our body. Each time you bring a leg forward, you go hut, 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 hut. So you're kicking the legs forward, keeping them straight, and chanting hut, using the tongue to flick on the roof of the mouth with each part. Hut, 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 hut. Keep going, you're doing great. This is the last exercise we have before the meditation. It's the last little bit of work to really set that foundation. You're keeping the knees straight because you're adjusting the pelvis here, creating that foundation. And relax the legs, relax the mantra, just relax the arms down by the side. Take a few breaths here. And then make your way down into a seat. Come sitting down, and I want it to be a really comfortable seat for our meditation. So if you have a cushion to sit on top of, do that. If you have a shawl or a blanket that you want to cover yourself up with, grab that shawl or blanket so that you can be nice and cozy. But get yourself in a very comfortable space. Set yourself up well. Maybe you have a little oil real close by and you want to that oil on me. Okay. So we will be working with the mantra HUD, HUD. So we just chanted HUD. It's spelled H-A-R, but all the R's sound like D's because we flick it onto the roof of the mouth like you do rolling your tongue, but it's just one flick. HUD, HUD, HUD. So HUD, HUD, but you're going to be chanting it mentally. HUD, HUD, Mukande. HUD, HUD, Mukande. HUD, HUD, Mukande. On HUD, we're going to bring the navel in. HUD, HUD, Mukande. You're at the crown of the head, visualizing at the crown of the head at the 10th gate. HUD, HUD, Mukande. HUD, HUD, Mukande. So we're going to the navel, from navel twice, HUD, HUD, Mukande, up to the crown of the head. You're going to mentally be vibrating the mantra. Now, I don't always like to play a mantra when it's a mental recitation, because then the tendency is that you don't chant it, because I've done this too. I've done these meditations enough times. I know. I know that when the track's playing, I'm not actually chanting mentally. I'm just listening and I'm zoning out, right? So actively try to remember to mentally chant the mantra. So you're thinking in your head, HUD, HUD, Mukande, HUD, HUD, Mukande. You're following along with it, okay? The hands are going to be in the lap. You're going to bring the left hand in the bottom and the right hand into the left, and then the tips of the thumbs touch. And you just let that rest in your lap, okay? Left thumb right on top, rested in the lap. Now, this is the other part that you'll have to kind of refocus as you practice, right? It's hard to maintain this the whole time, but this is what's going to help open up that 10th gate, that 7th chakra, that opening that consciousness, help activate the pineal gland so you can have this connection to source, which is a beautiful thing to have always and very beautiful to have at this moment in the universe and the cosmos. So you're going to take your eyes, with the eyes closed, you're going to focus them up towards the third eye, to the 10th gate. So it's like you're looking up, you're mentally focusing up, and you're focusing your eyes up. And then every time you chant Mukande, your whole focus is up here. Mukande is up here. HUD, HUD, Mukande. HUD, HUD, Mukande. But the eyes stay focused up throughout the mantra. Okay? Any questions before we dive in? No? Okay. So find a comfortable seat. Sit up nice and tall. Oops. sure we get the right one here. Okay, so the track will start in a second and you'll move the navel with Hud Hud Mukande, bringing the energy up to the 10th gate. Paying attention to the 10th gate, keeping those eyes focused up for now. Just allow yourself to really immerse in this meditation. Allow yourself to go where it goes. Start to experience your boundlessness. Allow the eyes to relax. Just keeping the eyes closed, but relaxing the drishti. Allow the mantra to relax in your mind and just simply sit and bear witness. And very simply and easily make your way onto your back. And just as you did in your seat, make yourself nice and comfortable and cozy for the relaxation. And if you happen to have headphones nearby and you want to put headphones in, it might add to the audio experience, but not necessary. Just allow yourself to relax and let go. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. And slowly start to move the fingers and the toes. And circle the hands on the wrists and the feet on the ankles. And take some nice big stretches. Stretching the arms, stretching the legs. Whatever feels really good to you, find those nice stretches. Bring those knees into your chest and grab the knees and pull them in towards the chest. And start to rock yourself up and down the spine, making your way up into a comfortable seat. Just close your eyes and start to connect with your senses. And set a intention for yourself on this new moon. Not a mental word intention, but a sensation, a feeling. How do you want to feel? Do you want to feel light in your heart? Do you want to feel drive in your stomach? Do you want to feel connection all around you? Do you want to feel that sparkle in your body? Do you want to feel butterflies? Do you want to feel light? Do you want to feel human? And then allow this openness to source, this open 10th gate to guide you on your next step, and trust it. Maybe it's something your ego wouldn't decide for itself, but you're feeling guided in that direction. And then in the next several days, start to envision whatever this is in your own particular way. Maybe it's a vision board, but keep the words away from it. No words, just pictures, just visualize it. Maybe it's a dance. Maybe you start to dance for this new moon. Maybe you move in a way. Maybe you paint a beautiful picture. But find a way to start to connect with what you're calling into your life, what you're manifesting in your life in a visual way, in a feeling way, in a emotional way, not in a logical way, not in a this is my goal, but really allow yourself to start to paint and imagine and dream what this new reality is that's already manifesting for you. Let's close by bringing the palms together, elbows out to the side, sit up nice and tall. We'll close with 3 long Sat Nams. Sat, truth, Nam, name. Deep breath in. Nam Sat Nam Sat Nam. Bringing the thumbs up and bowing forward. So no. Okay, everybody. I hope that lifted you, helped move some stuff for you. This is a lovely time to be with water, to take a bath, to make some tea, to connect with that water element. And take it easy, take it slow. The tendency might be to speed up or try to make things happen or to push or to, try to make yourself feel a certain way by eating something or drinking something, but see if you can just slow down a little bit. Great to see you all. We'll have a full moon ceremony in about 2 weeks. I'll put that when that is in the chat. And thanks for your donations. And what else do we have going on? I think I've got more things going on. Sometimes I forget. We got other things, but we're spacey, so we'll just be spacey and you can find